Okay, so for, this part will be the last one. Um, and it will be about the different applications of differential equations, specifically those that are first order, such as its applications in exponential growth and decay, Newton's law of cooling, and then mixing problems. So let's start with exponential growth and decay. So in this part, hindi natin kailangang mag-differentiate or mag-integrate. So dito, sa first two, sa exponential growth and decay and sa Newton's law of cooling, ang gagamitin natin is yung mode 3 ng calculator, which is stat mode. So if re-recall natin yung discussion or yung lecture sa application na to ng first order DE. So basically, typically ang nangyayari doon is binabanggit sa problem if yung certain population or certain size is proportional dun sa rate ng pag-increase niya or rate ng pagbabago ng value, which can be expressed as dy over dt equal to ky, and yung k natin dito yung constant of proportionality, yung y is yung amount of substance or yung population. Yung dy over dt, that's the rate of change nung pagbabago, rate of change nung certain y which can be population or amount ng substance. So if yung k is positive, so basically nag-increase. If it's negative, then it's considered as decreasing yung value, so that is exponential decay. So if you are going to solve this differential equation, makukuha nating solution dyan is ganito yung format dito sa baba. Y is equal to y sub o multiplied by e raised to kt. So again, yung k is the proportionality constant, t is time. Y is the amount of substance at any time, t. Then y sub 0 or y sub o is the initial amount of substance or initial value ng substance. So this type of equation, pwede natin itong isolve using the statistical mode, specifically yung exponential ng scientific calculators. So yun yung nasa mode 3 kapag ito yung calc na gamit nyo. So dito na tayo sa mode 3, 5, yung e raised to x. Yan. So ito yung gagamitin natin pag ganitong mga problems. Okay, let's start with example 1. Okay, so example 12. So for this example, radium decomposes at a rate proportional to the amount at any instant. So in 100 years, 100 milligrams of radium decomposes to 96 milligrams. So how many milligrams will be left after 200 years? So the first step is identify mo kung ano ba yung mga given sa atin. So since binanggit niya dito that yung radium is nagde-decompose at a rate proportional to the amount at any instant. So basically, yung DE niyan is just similar dun sa kaninang pinakita ko. Just dy over dt is equal to kt. Sorry, ky. Mali ako. So ky. Okay? So yung y is yung amount ng radium, k is the proportionality constant. So if this is the case, pwede natin gamitin yung calculator na to, which is mode 3.5. So, dito sa calculator mode na to, meron kang x and y column. Yung x will represent the time, no? So in this case, years, naka-years yung x. And then yung y will represent the amount of radium for that particular time. So, ang mga binigay sa atin, so again, yung x, ito yung time, and then ito yung amount ng substance. So, yung x dito, may binigay siya dito na in 100 years, yung 100 milligrams mo daw na radium will become 96 milligrams. So, using that statement, pwede nating sabihin initially, at time 0, may initial amount tayo na 100 milligrams. And then after 100 years, yung 100 mo naging 96 na lang. So, tinatanong niya, how many mg will be left after 200 years. So, ito yung hinahanap mo, no? So, pag gagamitin natin yung mode 3.5 sa CalQ, kailangan mo lang ng at least two value. So, basically, kailangan mo lang input yung 0 sa X, and then 100 yung second row, and then sa Y column, ilagay mo lang yung 100 dito, and then yung next is 96. Press equal. Okay, then press AC. Okay, naka-store na yan. Press AC, and then aalamin natin ano yung value ng Y if X is 200. So, to get the value of Y, you'll just press Shift 1, 5, and then hahanapin mo dito yung Y hat since ang hinahanap natin is Y. So, you'll see the Y hat, the number 5 option. So, select that. And then dun sa left side niya, ilalagay mo kung ano yung value ng X, which is 200. So, itatype mo 200 Y hat, press equal, makukuha mo na yung value ng Y for that particular value of X na 200. So, you'll get 92.16, and that is your answer, which is letter B. Yeah. So, 92.16. Okay, so kailangan mo lang at least value, two value of X and Y para makalculate mo yung ibang value ng Y or X at different instances. Ay, another example. Okay, so for this number, same concept ng previous one. Ang hinahanap, wala lang siya ditong binigay na exact value ng amount. Pero ang pinakita niya is in terms of percentage, and exponential decay rin siya. So again, kailangan mo lang ng two sets of data for X and Y. X is your time. So sabi niya dito, if 20% of a radioactive substance disappears in 1 year, find its half-life assuming exponential decay. So since wala siya binigay na certain amount initially, pwede nating i-assume na initially meron kang 100 yung 100 units or 100, pwede rin natin 100% yung amount of substance kompleto pa. So after 1 year, sabi niya 20% na wala. So ang matitira na lang sa'yo will be 80 kung 100 yung initial value mo. So ang tinatanong dito is find its half-life. And once, pag sinabi nating half-life, ang hinahanap niya lang doon is yung time na mangangalhati yung initial value nung certain substance. So basically, kung initial value mo 100, hinahanap mo yung half-life niya. So yung amount mo na during that time will be 50 kasi kalahati ng 100. And ang hinahanap natin is anong value nito. So still mode 3.5. Punta ka dun sa mode 3.5. So mode 3.5. Input yung dalawang data na kumpleto. So 0, 1. Then punta ka sa column ni Y. 100 and 80. Yan. Okay? And then, press AC. Shift 1, 5. And then, since ang hinahanap natin is yung value ni X, ang pipiliin mo yung number 4, yung X hat. So, dun sa gilid niya, sa katabi niya, ilagay mo yung Y value, which is 50. And you'll get 3.1062. Or, closest natin dito will be letter B. Okay, so that will be your answer. Okay, next, another example. So, population. A population of a certain community is found to increase proportional to the present. So, the current population is 1 million. So, yung current population mo is 1 million. And in 5 years, the population is 3. So, find the population 10 years from now. Okay, so almost similar no kanina. So, punta lang ulit tayo sa mode 3.5. So, pwedeng hindi mo na siya, ano yun, punta ko na lang dun sa shift 1, 2. Then retype. So 0. So ito magiging na siyang 1,000,000. So 1 times 10 to the 6. And then ito is 5. And then 3 times 10 to the 6, 3,000,000. Okay, press AC. Shift. Since ang hinahanap natin yung Y, kailangan natin ng Y hat. So 5. Then yung katabi niya is 10 years. Okay, so the answer here will be 9,000,000. Letter B. Okay? Okay, so for Newton's law of cooling, same concept, except na yung ilalagay mo sa Y is T minus T sub S. Or yung value ng temperature, in difference ng value ng temperature ngayon at ng surrounding. So, X is time pa rin. Time pa rin ito. Pero hindi ito ang ilalagay mo is T minus T sub S. Nandito yung time pa rin. Okay, so same concept. Okay, so let's start with example 15. So according to Newton's law of cooling, the temperature of an object changes at a rate proportional to the difference in temperature between the object and the outside medium. So if an object whose temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit is placed in a medium whose temperature is 20 degrees Fahrenheit and is found to be 40 degrees Fahrenheit after 3 minutes, what will its temperature be after 6 minutes? So, yun pa rin yung gagamitin natin, mode 3.5. So dito, initial value mo, time mo na 0. And according to the problem, if an object whose temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit, so this will be your initial temperature. Pero again, sabi ko kanina, ang ilalagay mo dito is T minus T sub S. So ang temperature nung, yung capital T is yung temperature mo at that particular time. Yung T sub S is temperature ng medium. So ang mangyayari, ang ilalagay mo ngayon dito will be 70 minus 20. Okay, so yung 70, that is your T. Yung 20, yun yung T sub S. Okay, next. So, and it's found to be 40 na daw yung temperature after 3 minutes. So, after 3 minutes, yung temperature mo na ngayon dito will be 40 minus 20. So, ang tinatanong, ano na yung temperature dito sa part na to, no? Okay, so same yung process. Punta ka sa mode 3.5 or i-edit na lang natin yung data. So yung zeros, retain. So ito magiging 3. And then, so ito magiging 50 kasi 70 minus 20. Yung nasa baba will be 40 minus 20. Okay? And then, press AC. So ang hinahanap natin is Y. Shift 1, 5, 5. And then, time is 6 minutes. Press equal 8. So, ang makukuha mo sagot is 8. So, ang sagot mo daw dito is 8. So, yung 8 na yun, hindi pa yun yung sagot natin. Kasi yung 8 is difference between the temperature na hinahanap at surrounding. So, itong 8 na to, this is equal to T minus T sub S. Ito yung hinahanap natin. So, mangyari, 8 equal to T minus T sub S na 20. So, T is just 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So your final answer should be letter D. 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, next. Okay, so another problem related to Newton's law of cooling. So an object having a temperature of 90 degrees Fahrenheit is placed in an environment kept at 60. 10 minutes later, the object is cooled to 88. How long will it take for the object to cool to 65? So same process, X, Y. So initial, 90. So ang environment is 60. So 10 minutes later, lumamig siya to 88. So 10 minutes, naging 88 minus 60 na lang to. Ano yung value mo dito if magiging 65 na lang yung temperature? Yan. Okay, so using our calculator, so shift 1, 2 para mabago yung data. So 0, ito magiging 10. And then this will be 90 minus 60, so that is 30. So 90 minus 60. And then yung isa is 88 minus 60. Okay? And then press AC. So shift 1, 5, 4. Since time yung hinahanap. So dito ang ilalagay mo yung 65 minus 60 or 5 na lang. Press equal, you'll get 259.7 minutes, which is letter D. Okay? Okay, so another one. So this medyo paiba to. No? So a corpse is discovered at midnight and its body temperature is 84 degrees Fahrenheit. If the body temperature at death is 98 degrees Fahrenheit, the room temperature is constant at 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and the proportionality constant is 0.1 per hour. Determine the time of death. So Newton's law of cooling pa rin. So X and Y. Pero may iba na siyang binigay. May binigay siya ngayon ditong K, which is 0.1 per hour. So gagamitin natin ngayon yan. So dito, kung mabalikan natin yung general equation or yung solution for Newton's law of cooling. So ang makikita nyo is T minus T sub S is equal to initial value minus Ts e raised to KT. No? So basically, so dun sa mga kanina, ang nilalagay natin dito, T minus Ts. Pero since may binigay siyang K, instead na ito yung ilagay mo, ang ilalagay mo dyan is yung nasa right side ng equation. Okay? So, yun yung ilalagay natin dito sa part na to. Kasi kailangan nating ma-determine yung T. Erase ko muna. Okay, so mag-start ulit tayo sa 0 sa time. So again, yung corpse daw is na-discover at midnight, so 12 midnight, and its body temperature is 84 degrees Fahrenheit during that particular time. So if the body temperature at death is 98 degrees Fahrenheit, the room temperature is 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and the proportionality constant is 0.1 per hour. Determine the time of death. Okay, so initially, pwede natin ditong ilagay na T sub 0, yun yung temperature ng katawan during the time of death, which is 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so yung surrounding temperature is 66. So minus 66. Multiplied by E raised to K, which is 0.1 times T. Since yung T natin is 0 kasi initial, so you'll have 0 here. And then, since kailangan natin ng dalawang set of value, pwede ka maglagay ng 1 after 1 hour. So you get 98 minus 66 E raised to 0.1 multiplied by 1. Okay? And then, alamin na lang natin yung value niya. kapag this is equal to 84. So, kailangan nating malaman dito is ano yung value na to if yung value mo dito is 84 minus 66. Yan. Okay? So, punta tayo sa calcu. So, input lang ulit natin yung data. Oops, mali. Shift 1, 2. Okay, so 0 dito. Dito is 1. And then, first row for y is 98 minus 66 raised to, multiply by e raised to 0.1 times 0. So, that will just be equal to 1. And then, dito is 98 minus 66 times e raised to 0.1 times 1. Hindi ko na ilalagay yung times 1. Okay, so after inputting those data, calculate na natin yung x. Shift to 1, 5, 4. Yung x is 84 minus 66. Okay, so may makukuha tayong negative 5 point. Oops, ba't may sagot na dito? So negative 5.77341. So this is your time. So since negative yan, ibig sabihin, kasi nag-start tayo is, okay, so ang nakuha natin value is negative 5.7536. So naging negative to, kasi yung ginamit natin k hindi naging positive lang. So if, yan, so dapat this should be negative. Yan. Kasi nga, yung temperature is pababa. So yung k natin should be negative. Okay, so recalculate lang natin. So dapat magiging positive lang naman dapat to eh. So punta ulit tayo dun sa data. So ito same. So this will be 98 minus 66 times e raised to negative 0.1. Okay, so 28.954. And then same process. So shift to 1, 5, 4. And then dito is 84 minus 66. Okay, so we'll get the positive value 5.75364. So isusulat ko dito. So 5.75364. 364. So this is in hours. Okay, so para malaman natin kung anong oras siya namatay, since sabi dito 12 midnight na discover yung body at that time, ima-minus natin tong 5.75364 dun sa 12 midnight. So i-convert lang natin sa ganitong format yung oras. Ayan. So 5 hour 45 minutes 13 seconds 0.11. Ima-minus natin sa 12. So that will be 12 minus yung nakuha natin. So this is 6.24 or 6 p.m. 14 minutes 46 seconds, which is closest natin dyan will be 6:15. So answer is letter B, 6:15. Okay? Okay, so for the last part, this is about mixing problems in differential equations. Um, so pagdating dito sa problem na to, ito yung mga situation na meron kang certain container, no? May pumapasok dito certain uh, may pumapasok ditong liquid at a certain rate, no? And then pwedeng dito sa loob meron siyang certain amount of Q. So nagbabago yung amount of Q with respect to time since aside dun sa pagpasok, yung mga problems na ganito, meron din siyang output dito na liquid. So yung differential equation na nagre-represent sa ganitong situation, may mga halimbawa meron kang asin na nakahalo dun sa tubig, hindi kailangan mo determine gaano karami yung asin dun sa container after some time. So it can be represented by this equation, this differential equation. dq over dt, this is the rate of change dun sa amount ng substance na nandun sa container, is just equal to r sub I multiplied by c sub I. Yung r sub I is the flow rate of liquid entering, yung rate ng pagpasok ng liquid. And then yung C sub I is yung concentration ng substance dun sa pumapasok na liquid. So typically yung R sub I, so ang technique na ginagawa ko na tinatandaan ko na lang yung unit. Yung R sub I is ang unit niyan since yan is flow rate, volume per time. Volume per time. And then yung concentration is uh, yung mass or pounds pounds per volume. So yung product nilang dalawa, that should be equal to pounds per time. So ano nangyayari? Yung R sub I, so ang unit niyan is volume, unit ng volume per time. And then yung C sub I, so ang unit niyan is mass per volume, yung concentration. So ganun din yung R sub O, C sub O, para lang to naman sa output, yung paglabas ng substance. No? And then yung product nila will be equal to mass per time. So usually pounds per hour, pounds per minute, or pounds per second. Okay, so ito yung equation na gagamitin natin dito sa mga problems na to. Okay, let's have number one or the first problem dito sa mixing problem. Okay, so again, susulat ko dito yung general equation. dq over dt is equal to RICI minus ROCO. Okay, so kailangan lang natin i-identify ano yung mga values ng RICI, ROCO. So based sa problem, suppose a tank contains 200 gallons of brine mixed with salt mixed with water, yung brine. So nagkulang ng LT. So brine is water which na merong dissolved salt, in which 100 pounds of salt are dissolved. A mixture consisting of 1/8 pounds of salt per gallon is pumped into the tank at a rate of 3 gallons per minute. And the mixture is continuously stirred, so meaning hahalo, and yung brine solution is lalabas, allowed to empty out of the tank at the same rate, 3 gallons per minute. So how much salt is in the tank after 10 minutes? So based dun sa given, yung pagpasok ng liquid is 3 gallons per minute. So we'll have 3 gallons per minute. And then yung concentration ng mixture na pumapasok is 1/8 pounds per gallon. No? So meron na tayong RICI. So yung RO is yung rate ng paglabas, which is similar lang siya dun sa pagpasok. 3 gallons per minute din. 3 gallons per minute. Yung problema natin is yung C sub O. Wala siyang binigay na value. Pero alam natin na yung C sub O, nakadepende kung gaano nakadami yung substance dun sa loob. So pwede na, and nagbabago siya kasi nga may pumapasok ka na 1/8 pounds per gallon at a rate of 3 gallons per minute. No? So pwede nating sabihin na yung C sub O, nagbabago siya depende kung gaano nakatagal. So kaya yung numerator mo na amount ng substance, pwede nating i-represent as Q divide by yung volume. Since yung sabi niya dito, yung tank contains 200 gallons, so yun yung volume mo. And nagbabago siya, depende dun sa pagpasok at paglabas ng solution. Depende sa RI at RO. Since may pumapasok kang 3 gallons per minute, may lumalabas kang 3 gallons per minute, so parang walang nagbabago dun sa volume. Nare-remain lang siya as 200. No? So pwede natin express yung C sub O as Q over 200. And then kasi yung i-add mo dito, Ri minus Ro as a function of time. Since Ri and Ro are equal, ito magka-cancel out lang yan. So matitira, Q divide by 200. So gagamitin natin tong mga values na to dun sa differential equation na to. So Ri is 3 multiplied by 1 over 8 minus Ro is 3 multiplied by Q divided by 200. Okay, so simplify natin. So dQ over dt will be equal to 3 over 8 minus 3Q over 200. Okay, so after that, paghihiwalayin natin yung dQ and dt. Kasi ang tinatanong sa atin dito, gano'n na kadami yung salt after 10 minutes. So kailangan mong i-isolate yung variable Q at variable T, pati na rin yung mga derivatives nila. So ililipat ko yung dt dito sa right side, yung dq sa left side. So para magawa yun, i-divide ko both side ng equation, itong buo na to. So ang mangyayari, dq divide by 3 over 8 minus 3q over 200 is equal to dt. Okay? So after that, i-integrate ko na lang ito para makuha yung value ng q. So based dun sa problem, sabi niya may binigay siya dito, how much salt is in the tank after 10 minutes? So pwede kong gawin na i-integrate ko yung dt from 0 to 10 kasi may binigay na siyang time eh. And then yung dq, i-integrate ko from 100 up to x. Yung x yung hinahanap natin. So yung x is yung nasa mga choices, no? So ang mangyayari, dapat pag in-integrate ko ito, equal siya dun sa left side. So yung x na nandito sa upper limit ng integral sign, will be one of the choices kung alin yung tama. So kasi ang hinahanap natin is, so bakit naging 100 dito? So naging 100 to kasi initially, may 100 pounds of salt na tayo na na-dissolve. So hindi natin alam kung madadagdagan yan or mababawasan kasi nga may pumapasok at lumalabas dun sa container. So using our calculator, ang unang Okay, so ang unang gagawin mo ngayon dito is i-integrate mo yung time, yung may 0 to 10. So you'll have mode 1 na ulit tayo. So integral of dt, so lagay mo na lang dito 1 from 0 to 10. Press equal. So may makukuha tayong value dun, equal sa 10. So kailangan, pag in-integrate ko yung nasa left side, then yung x pinaltan ko ng mga choices, kung alin dun yung magte-10, Yun yung tamang sagot. So, integrate natin yung dq. Oops. Mali. So, integral of 1 divide by 3/8 minus 3q. So, yung q gawin na lang natin x over 200. And then, from 100 to x. Okay? So, hindi natin alam kung ano yung value ng x, pero alam natin na kung alin yung magte-10, pag pinalta natin ng x yung mga nasa choices, yun yung tamang sagot kasi yung integral ng dt from 0 to 10 is equal to 10. So, press calc, natanungin ka ng value ng x, isa-isahin mo yung choices. So, let's start with A. So, 76.55. Okay, so 24.995. So, hindi siya equal sa 10. So, hindi yan ang tamang sagot. Press calc ulit. 97.55. Press equal. So, 2.21. Hindi pa rin yan yung tamang sagot. So, let's try 80.55. 20.01. So, hindi pa rin equal to 10. So, press mo ulit yung letter D. 89.55. Press equal. So, 10.0031. So, this is approximately equal to 10. So, basically, ang tamang sagot is letter D. Oops, but A. So, D ang tamang sagot. Right? So, next one. I think ito na yung last problem. Okay, so again, a tank initially holds 100 gallons of a brine solution containing 20 pounds of salt. So at T equal to 0, fresh water is poured into the tank at the rate of 5 gallons per minute, while this well-stirred mixture leaves the tank at the same rate. So find the amount of salt after 10 minutes. So again, ito pa rin yung gagamitin mo. So pwede mo ulit i-identify ano yung RI. So based sa problem, yung RI natin is 5 gallon per minute. Yung CI, since according dito, fresh water yung nilalagay mo, so ibig sabihin, walang halong asin yung pumapasok. So basically, this will just be equal to 0. Yung R sub O, sabi niyo dito, while the well-stirred mixture leaves the tank at the same rate. So ibig sabihin, yung RO is 5 gallons per minute din. Yung CO, again, hindi natin to alam. So pwede nating i-express ulit yung CO in terms katulad nung kanina, which is Q divide by yung initial value nung amount of salt, which is sabi niya a tank initially holds 100 gallons of brine solution containing 20 pounds of salt plus Ri minus Ro, since equal sila, magsisiro lang ulit yon, no? So Ri minus Ro multiply by T. So ito magsisiro lang ulit. Okay? Sorry. So hindi pala to 20, no? So this should be 100. Yun nga pala initial volume. So 100. Okay, so Q divide by initial volume plus Ri minus Ro multiplied by T. So basically, yung C sub O natin will just be equal to Q over 100. Okay, so using that equation, dQ over dt will be equal to Ri. So 5 multiplied by 0 minus 5 multiplied by Q over 100. So makukuha natin ngayon is dq over dt is negative 5q over 100 or equal to negative q over 20. Okay? So, same process nung kanina, i-isolate mo yung dq and dt. So, pwede natin itong cross multiply, so or i-divide. So dq divide by negative q over 20 is equal to dt. So, i-integrate natin to. So, ang limit mo ngayon dito is, sabi niya, find the amount of salt after 10 minutes. So, 0 to 10 pa rin. And then dito is, so initially meron ka kasing 20 pounds of salt. So, 20 and then x. Okay, so balik tayo sa calcu. So again, pag in-integrate natin yung right side, yung integral na dt, 0 to 10. So this is just equal to 10. So ang i-integrate naman ngayon natin is yung negative integral ng dq divided by q over 20. So dapat, ang limit mo na ngayon dito is 20 to x. So dapat mag-i-equal din to sa 10. Depende dun sa choices na pipiliin mo. Okay, so integral of 1 over x over 20. Or pwede mo na itaas yung 20, depende sa'yo. Okay, so this will be 20 to x. And then may negative sign tayo sa labas. Press calc. So, piliin mo ulit yung isa-isa yung choices. If x is a, 13.12. So, and then check natin kung magte-10. Press equal. Okay, so 8.43, hindi siya 10. So, proceed ka sa next. 12.13. Okay, so 10.001. So, I think this is the closest one. So, that will be your answer, letter B. 12.13. That will be all. Thank you. Bye.